Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. Today, HasanAbi talks about alpha males versus beta males on Jubilee. Let's get into it.
The reason she's alone is because she's difficult.
Women are not accepting the bare minimum.
Women fuck men they respect.
All the women who say things like, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, like, y'all impress me.
Women just gaslight each other and say what they want to hear.
Like a delicious, tasty treat. This is a treat. This is a treat for all of us. Are men superior to women? Alphas versus betas. Okay? It's so good. It's so good. Let's get started.
Men should be the stable ones. Men don't need to be crying in front of women. And ideally, they're not splitting chores. And I don't mean that disrespectfully.
First of all, I just want to say, in a lot of circumstances, you don't actually immediately figure out that someone may or may not have some neuroatypicality. But I'm sorry, I've never seen this dude look another person in the eye ever, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. But and in a way that is like, you know what I mean. You don't look people in the eye in the chat either, okay? Myself included. Shut the up. I'm just saying.
I think that if a woman cannot look up to you in some way, then she cannot respect you. And if she cannot
That's true.
respect you, she cannot love you.
Bro, he always talks like this. He's always like, yeah, I think sometimes you might need to beat your wife. It's fucking fine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's fine.
Step forward if you...
It's actually true. If a girl doesn't respect you, then she won't sleep with you. That's absolutely true. And like, you don't need to be neurotypical or whatever to know that that's true.
You agree with the prompt. Men are designed to want to sleep with multiple women.
Yeah! There's nothing more alpha than being a fucking dog. Yeah, you're fucking beta, brother, if you think that.
I definitely agree that men, want to sleep with multiple women. I think it's natural because, we have so much sperm. We produce so much sperm, and that makes us want to repopulate the earth.
So the argument is sperm is cheap, eggs are expensive, and we have the dualistic mating strategy, right? So for men, it's polygamy. For women, it's hypergamy, right? So a man wants to have as many girls as possible. So he wants unlimited access to unlimited bedroom fun, right? And what women want is the absolute best man to commit only to her and have children only with her. So a marriage, what it is basically a marriage is an agreement by the man and the woman that neither will pursue their optimal strategy, but instead go for this middle ground. So in the middle ground, the man doesn't sleep with multiple girls, he invests in one, and the girl doesn't branch swing. She doesn't say, oh, you got sick for one day, I'm gonna go sleep with another guy, or whatever. Even though if you get seriously ill, your girl is likely to divorce you. But anyway, I digress. Let's chill here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit all for notifications. Drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian O, and Tom M. Just click more in the video description. Go to my Patreon and subscribe, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Shitting is done, let's continue.
Basically. And so a lot of times what happens is I think that society is telling men not to do that.
I think the funniest part about being one of these alpha dogs is that like you are perpetually in a state of never getting pussy, or at least the type of women you attract are gonna be fucking gross. Okay, don't get mad at me, don't say that it's misogyny. Women can be gross too. Okay, they can't. These guys get girlfriends who can't drive from DUIs. They get on the way home from work. You gotta go for the cool girl that can drive and also has a ton of garbage on the passenger seat of their car. They need a boyfriend's feet on that garbage.
What? This is not a... That's disgusting. Anyway. No. Guys, just because a guy wants multiple girls doesn't mean that the kind of girls he gets are disgusting. That's... Again, it's a logical fallacy, right? It's just attacking the character of the guy. No. You get the level of girl that you earn. If you're the kind of guy that is competitive, successful, and strong, then you're going to get fit, feminine, cooperative, submissive, and bedroom fun loyal women. Now, of course, if you don't make enough money, if you're not competitive enough, then you won't be able to achieve your pluralistic dating strategy as a man. You won't be able to get a girl to agree to be in a, you know, polygamous relationship or whatever. You won't get a girl to agree that, you know, you're married and you can sleep with girls on the side. You won't get a girl to agree with that. Now, maybe some women tolerate a guy sleeping on the side and it's hidden. That's possible. But again, men that are hyper competitive, hyper successful, they can, right? Whereas women, they just want a competitive, strong, successful man. And so they'd rather share one of those than be with a faithful loser. So that's why you get these girls who are all in these situationships, quote unquote, which is also just another word for friends with benefits, because they're with those competitive, successful men, but those men have so many options that they don't commit, right?
That's so specific. Oh God. Oh my God.
For survival, you need lots of kids. So someone's pregnant.
I just want to point something out once again. Obviously, appeal to nature is a fallacy because like the entire existence of humanity is about overcoming like our natural instincts or whatever. That's like at the basis of building society. There's nothing natural about skyscrapers. You know what I mean? I talk about that all the time. There's nothing natural about flight, you know? Nothing natural about dominating nature. That's at the heart of being a human. So the idea that like, oh, this is natural is really stupid.
It's actually not true. But anyway, the idea is this. Why was that skyscraper built? That skyscraper was built as an extension of some man or some group of men. The point is, look at what we did. Look at how superior we are. And a person that is superior gets the approval of peers, which then makes them high status, which makes them attractive to women, which leads to bedroom fun. So no, it's totally natural. And yeah, nothing natural about society. Well, the point of civilization is this. The reason why beta males work at all, the reason why they work is because before in the old system they would get a wife, right? Maybe they wouldn't get the most attractive wife, but they'd get a wife, they'd get children, they'd get a family. They had something to work for, right? Now in 2023, it's only Chad that gets girls and everybody else gets nothing, right? I mean, as a general rule of thumb. And then the only time these beta males can get married is to a woman that's 35 plus, right? But if you get married and have children with a woman that's 35 plus, then, I mean, you're kind of the loser there, right?
Especially when you consider that like a lot of things in nature are super fucking gay and super, I guess, unnatural. That's number one. Number two, anyone that says they're alpha are not alpha.
True.
Okay? I don't know what alpha even fucking means. I have long considered that like alpha or masculine traits are always just a substitute for confidence. Like they're just talking about confidence and leadership. Just
not quite, though confidence and leadership are part of it. The idea is an alpha male, by the RP's definition, is a man who is competitive, strong, and successful. A man that other men want to be and other women want to be with. That's what an alpha male is. So, for example, a hyper athlete would be an alpha male. A movie star would be an alpha male. Businessman that's very successful would be an alpha male. If they're physically fit, and there's all kinds of different people that can be alpha males. A surgeon is alpha male, and so on. Lawyers, whatever. Men that are competitive, strong, and successful are alpha males. Men that are in the top 20%, or in 2023, in the top 4.5%, as told by Tinder swipe statistics.
Just ascribing positive values to these concepts. But let me tell you something.
Yeah, and it's true. If you have to call yourself an alpha male, you're not an alpha male. The man who calls himself king is no king. That's the principle.
Okay? No motherfucker who is like truly a confident person is going to go out of their way and be like, I'm so alpha dog. You're not.
That's
You're
right.
not going to say that. If you have to say it, you don't have it. Okay?
I'm of the firm belief that it is important to position yourself as a man to have the capacity to be with as many women as you possibly can.
Being able to fuck as many women as possible is like what my primary goal is. It's like,
well, that is a phase of a man's life, right? It's not like you don't have that phase forever, right? But that is like many men who are, let's say, in their early 20s, they either want to sleep with as many women as possible and position themselves to be able to do so, or wish they could, right? Or are clueless as to how that could be done, but wish they could. That is the biological imperative, right? So, no, again, Hasan is making fun of them for no reason, right? He's making fun of men for being men. That's a phase of a man's life. But again, if you're like 50 plus and still just sleeping with girls, I mean, you could. But I believe that if you want to create a family, right, there comes a point where you do, you know, you want to position yourself such that you can either have a wife and have children, or, you know, maybe not in the West, but in another country outside the West. Or you have, you know, your main girl that you have children with, and you have side girls, whatever. It depends on what you're able to attain. Although that would be a less stable relationship. Maybe a girl wouldn't have children with you if she knew you had girls on the side. Like, it really does depend on the ability of the guy to maintain whatever kind of relationship that he has, right? Or whatever kind of arrangement that he wants.
Dude, what are you saying? Here, I'll use terminology that you use. You're putting pussy on a pedestal. You have made it your life's mission at that point. Just like be a normal person and treat women like they're human beings, okay? Because
that does work when you're highly competitive, fit, and successful. It does work. You can just talk to a girl like she's a normal human being and she'll want to sleep with you because you can't be ignored. You're strong, competitive, and successful. You can just have a normal conversation and she'll want to sleep with you. She'll make the logistics even possible for you. It's true.
they are human beings. What the fuck?
I was taught not to be with multiple women, especially when you're in a relationship, right? It's like, it's better to grow together with somebody than multiple people, which I totally agree. But I think in the dating terms, it's like, there's nothing wrong with being multiple women. Are we?
That's true. Absolutely. So again, you date non-exclusively to start. You sleep with a bunch of girls. You learn what girls are like. You learn what girls like, what girls don't like. You learn how to be the best version of yourself in the context of being with women. You practice your bedroom fun abilities. And knowing women and understanding women and all of that leads you then to be able to know when a girl's not sketchy and you can actually have a long-term relationship with her. And then eventually have children and so on in an arrangement that is actually a compromise between you being able to sleep with multiple girls and her being able to hypergamously swing from guy to guy. Because again, the family that does the best is with a stable mother and father figure in a marriage and in one family, where they're not broken up, and ideally you even have your parents, your parents helping you as well to raise the children, ideally, which would be a so-called extended family.
We naturally made to just always be with one person. It's like, if that were true, then these first thoughts of being with another woman, even though I'm in a committed relationship, would never occur. But it comes up once in a while.
If you have choice, you should be able to do as you wish, particularly if there's no deceit.
Exactly.
It's the lying.
Okay, that's kind of woke. He's right. It's like, don't lie. If you want to fuck up.
I agree. If you want to sleep with other girls, don't lie and just say it. And actually, that works. I used that strategy for many years. If you don't lie, it does work. So you can say, I'm not interested in a committed monogamous relationship. I want to be with other girls, and that's what I'm going to do. And girls will agree. They'll be like, okay. Later on, when they want to, get you in a monogamous relationship, then they're not going to be okay with it, right? They're going to try to flip it. But at that point, you'll have made your decision if she's okay, if she's a good bet for, paternity, for a long-term relationship. Is she a wife? Is she a girlfriend? Or is she just a friends with benefits? And if she's trying to swing you into a monogamous arrangement when she's not a wife, she's not a girlfriend, she's not good material for that, then let her fall away, right? That's the point.
other people when you're in a relationship. Just like be open about it, and if your partner consents to that, then great. These guys
Indeed.
are poly, okay? They're such alpha dogs that they can't admit that because that's gay. Being poly, what is that, like pan? I'm fucking bitches on the side.
The problem is you have guys who are monogamous, but they're monogamous because they're forced to be monogamous, in a way meaning that they have no choice because they don't have the skill to attract multiple women.
Yeah, unlike Mr. Lucario, who definitely has the choice. And
Oh, no, you'd be surprised. Like, it doesn't really take, well, it takes a certain skill set to get with multiple girls. But no, he's totally capable of doing it. Like, it is a learnable skill, right? Just because you can't do it, Hasan, although I think even you have done it, so I don't even know what you're... But anyway, just because you can't do it doesn't mean that other men can't do it. Yeah. But it's true. A lot of men are monogamous, not by choice, but because that's literally the only girl they've ever been with. Or one of the only 3 girls the guy's ever been with, ever. Right? And obviously, if that's the case, then he's naturally going to get into a relationship where the girl owns the frame of the relationship, and he's naturally going to be miserable because the girl will swing him around like a piñata, basically.
the skill.
My friends would always try to encourage me to like hook up with girls that were on to me, but I wasn't really like into it. It made me feel like weird, like there was something wrong with it. And now I'm at a point in my life where I feel like I'm only having sex with multiple women, so I'm not weird, so I'm quote unquote normal.
Where are they finding these fucking people, dude? Where do they find, oh my god, dude, what? Let's put a bunch of fucking roid donkeys who at least have like normal attire, even though it's like kind of funny, against like a bunch of people that we found that look absolutely crazy. This is the chief of police of the Portland DMZ.
I've been with multiple women, and I've been with one woman, and being with one woman is just so peaceful. As far as like telling young men that they're born this way and that they should feel this way, it can really not do damage, but just sort of make you second guess things about yourself.
Submissive women are more attractive than dominating women.
Oh, hell yeah. You know.
Bro ran. Bro really ran, dude.
That's pretty funny. But that I agree with 100%. Girls that are submissive are more attractive. And the reason is because imagine if you're a man that's competitive and successful, a guy that is disagreeable. You don't want to fight every single day only to come home and fight more. No. You want to come home to peace. You want to come home to a girl that is pleasant, that's cooperative, that's not causing you problems, that's trying to help to make you happy. Right? And of course, in such an arrangement, it's only natural for a guy to want to make his woman happy as well, right? But you don't just give everything as a guy without getting stuff in return. You need to get good benefits for yourself in order to have a successful relationship. I don't know if I'm making sense. Basically, in order to have a positive relationship outcome, you need to get your needs met. And I don't just mean bedroom fun. I mean pleasantness, peace, cooperation, submission, femininity, all that. That's what you need to get. If you're not getting it, find a girl who gives it.
Oh, hell yeah, brother. It seems like such a weird thing to just like state. All I'm saying is I've tried it. I've tried both. Okay, and I don't like it. I don't like being dominated. He's a well-established misogynist and S-shamer. Be careful. What? Who? You mean to tell me that the dude who looks like the personification of a used car dealership owner wearing hilarious. The tightest, bluest suit of all time is a well-established misogynist? Stop. That's crazy.
My shirt says submissive women are sexy. Okay, so
yeah, it's true, man. It's true.
So alpha, they need a woman to be submissive because dominant women's scary?
That's not why. This is the most classic argument, right? Dominant women intimidate us. They're scary. No, they're not scary. They're annoying. There's a difference between scary and annoying. An intimidating person is one that we're truly afraid of. A person that we don't want to deal with because we're afraid of experiencing physical harm or, whatever. Women that are like that are dominant, are not intimidating. They're just annoying. They're trying to take the man's role in the relationship. And they're pushing on it, you know? They're like, oh, I can say whatever I want to you because, you know, just take it. It's like, no, you can't be acting this way.
No, like, first of all, for the record, I don't like this dynamic either because women can be dominant elsewhere, but not in the bedroom.
Agreed.
Like, I'm not one of these dudes who's like, oh my God, I'm fucking secretly deep down terrified of a woman who is like independent, a woman who's successful, any of those things.
Most men will not say that they're intimidated. Most men will say, well, first of all, when I talk to a girl who is strong, independent, doesn't need a man, or, you know, she has a university degree and she has one of these nice jobs, like she's a doctor, a pharmacist, a lawyer, an engineer, whatever, computer programmer. A lot of them are holier than thou. Oh, I have this degree, therefore I'm better than you. You need to kiss my ass, right? And then when you say that that's annoying, then she's like, oh, you're intimidated by me. No, I just think that your energy is annoying, right? There's a difference between being intimidated and literally not wanting to be in your presence because, like, it's repulsive to me. These are two different things. Okay, let's continue.
I was just simply talking about bedroom antics in general. But if they're talking about like submissive women as just like a thing, it just feels so weird.
No, it's really not. It's when they're talking about submissive, what they're actually describing is agreeable, right? A girl who is nice and pleasant and doesn't stir the pot, right? They're not talking about bedroom fun. Although most men do prefer, I'll bet, let me know in the comments, but most men do prefer bedroom fun to be them the dominant and the girl the submissive.
It feels so weird to specify that, like as though women aren't human beings that are multifaceted and unique, and you know,
no,
it's so incredibly one-dimensional.
It isn't what that says. It just says that the girl tends to be more cooperative, more agreeable, right? She goes with what you want to do more often than not. That's submissive. If you tell her to do something, she won't fight you on it. She'll be like, oh yeah, okay, I'll do it, sure. You know, will that make you happy? Sure. You know.
Dimensional that I didn't even fully understand what the fucking question prompt was, because like the only time where that would be important is if we're talking about, you know, your sexual preferences.
No, it's
like,
not true.
what the fuck does submissive women, what does that mean?
One of the most beautiful things about love is being able to fully take care of a woman in every way, whether that's emotionally, protecting, providing, everything about that. Like every fairy tale that was ever written for all of time was about a man saving a woman from a castle and a dragon, right?
Yeah, I love that shit. That's my favorite. I love watching children's TV shows and making information.
That's, again, an ad hominem attack, right? There's nothing wrong with wanting to protect and provide for a woman. There's nothing wrong with that. Hasan is implying there's something wrong with it, that it makes you weird or a loser to think this way. It doesn't make you weird or a loser to think this way.
Inferences about society off of them, you know what I'm saying? And also, if I see children's TV shows that don't show that back to me, I get mad, which is very alpha dog to do. Alpha dog.
I believe a woman can admire a man, and it's very, very, very healthy.
True.
Am I saying that somebody that doesn't do that is not a man? No, I would never. But ideally, the relationships that are going to work, the relationships in, let's say, the 30s, 40s, 50s, or...
Famously, relationships were much better in the 60s, said the guy who watched episodes of Mad Men, never for once even considering what women felt in that situation. One of the funniest things I've seen about this, since divorce became more normalized, you hear about men getting poisoned and dying to poisoning a lot less frequently. And I think about that a lot, because I think that that was probably what was happening all the fucking time.
I've worked with a lot of high-performing women that operate in this dominant role, and I work with them for the purpose of helping them be able to reintegrate with that more submissive, connected, intuitive part of themselves that really is connected to their bodies. If they were connected to their bodies, wouldn't be as dominant, at least in the presence of men. And with every woman that I've worked with, there is this deep, deep, deep desire, regardless of what she says externally, to submit to the leadership.
Yes, dude.
That's actually true. Not all women, of course, but many women would love to submit to the leadership of a man, or at least to relax in their role and be able to take less responsibility and just let the guy run stuff. Yes.
When I want to learn about a subject, let's say I want to learn about mathematics, who do I go to? I go to a toddler, okay? When I want to learn about astrophysics, who do I go to? I go to a caveman. And when I want to learn about women, who do I go to? A guy who's clearly not a woman and literally doesn't think women have any kind of autonomy or their own perspectives.
What? That's... No. Ask the fisherman, not the fish. So, it's funny because women don't actually have to know men to get men, which is why women don't understand men. Like, many women don't, anyway. But men do have to understand women to get them. Because getting girls is hard. So, for a guy to be a dating coach and help women is not wrong or weird. Men understand what men want. Women don't understand what women want. So, again, the number of logical fallacies here is just crazy, guys. Okay, we're going to end the video there. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit all for notifications. Drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian and Tom M. Just hit more in the video description. Buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. And of course, go to my Patreon and subscribe, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Thank you so much for listening, especially if you listen to the end. I really do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll see you next time.